Well, I'm joined in the studio now for more on this by the world affairs analyst Marco Vicenzino. Marco, on Saudi state TV, it was announced last week that they were changing direction. Their current bombing operation would end and they would focus more on diplomatic efforts and humanitarian efforts. What's happened? Because it seems to have started up again.
Operation Decisive Storm, which was the first 3-week phase of the battle, which was intense bombing every day, basically achieved its goal in terms of downgrading the heavy weaponry of the Houthis. It received United Nations security backing. It had a resolution calling for the embargo on the Houthis in terms of weapons, telling the Houthis to move back. So the idea was, when you had that ceasefire, was to give an opportunity whereby everyone can somewhat come to the negotiating table. But in fact, I think the Houthis decided that although they were downgraded, they're not out and over. So basically, they're trying to consolidate the position. So if there is any talks, they'll be in a stronger position to negotiate. What they want, if there is a national unity government at some stage, is to have power. But before we get to that stage, there's going to be more violence.
The main cities that were affected were Sana'a and also Aden. What were they trying to achieve with the warships bombing of Aden?
Well, that's an interesting one, because in Aden they're trying to basically support anti-Houthi pro-government forces. The fighting in Aden is intense within neighborhoods, within populated areas, and they're trying to support, give them further support in terms of their positions, strengthen the positions of the anti-Houthi forces. It was the first time that Sana'a, the capital, was bombed by the air since the announcement of the end of Operation Decisive Storm. So with the new Operation Restoration of Hope, the Saudi government said it will use force as is necessary, and the fact that it's bombing so much shows you that this conflict is far from over.
The Houthis still control much of the country, so we're going to see more bombing campaigns like this to try and push them back?
Yes, you'll see quite a bit, and probably will intensify even more. According to the foreign minister of Yemen, he claims that the government holds 70% of the country. So the numbers, you can already see there's a big conflict in terms even of numbers themselves. But before they come to the negotiating table, it'll be very difficult, because with the government, the Saudis and the pro-government and the government of Yemen is claiming they want the Houthis to retire to their positions, to retreat, and the Houthis are unwilling to do that. Former President Ali Abdullah Saleh called for a ceasefire for all parties to come to the table, but that's been rejected because they're accusing him of being responsible, a leading actor for the status quo and this violence, and they don't want to make him as part of the political process.
Yeah, IS also saying that they've declared their official presence in Yemen, which complicates things further. But for now, thank you very much, Marco, for that.